Integrating Theory and Practice, Depression Among College Freshman Female Students, created by Raven Chavez, Mary Hutchins, and Amanda Larson. The population we chose to focus on was college freshman females. According to research, 36.4% of college students deal with depression. Therefore, we chose college freshman females because depression occurs more often in women than in men. In women, depression tends to manifest as sadness, worthlessness, or guilt. This leads us to the reason why we chose depression as the mental health issue focus of our presentation. Depressive symptoms occur in freshman students due to various types of causes. According to the Mayo Clinic and ADAA.org, some of these causes included attachment issues, homesickness, first time away from home, adjustment issues, relationship issues, or maybe a loss of a loved one prior to coming to college. According to the American Psychological Association, a previous study was done on college counseling center directors at college universities. 95% of these directors were surveyed and said that the number of students with significant psychological problems is a growing concern in their center or on campus. In this study, 70% of directors believed that the number of students with severe psychological problems on their campuses have increased in the past year. And therefore, depression is a growing concern among college freshmen, including college freshman females. Depression. There are a variety of depressive disorders. All are unique in their own way with their own unique set of symptoms. However, many people confuse anxiety disorders with depression. Although both are uniquely and indirectly intertwined and associated, they are very different. I want to make the point that anxiety and depression are not the same. Types of depressive illnesses. Major depressive disorder. This is one of the most commonly diagnosed forms of depression. It is statistically rated that 16.1 million adults aged 18 years and older in the U.S. have experienced at least one major depressive episode in the last year, which represented 6.7% of all American adults. This was according to Anxiety and Depression Association.org. Another type of depressive illness would include persistent depressive disorder. The essential feature of this mood disorder is low, dark, or sad mood that is persistently present for most of the day and on most days for at least 2 years. In order for an individual to receive the diagnosis of this depressive disorder, they should include symptoms of overeating, insomnia, poor appetite, hypersomnia, or low energy or fatigue. A third type of depressive illness would be premenstrual dysphoric disorder. This is also understood as an extension of premenstrual syndrome, PMS, and the physical and emotional symptoms include mood changes that are much more severe and can disrupt social, occupational, and other important areas of functioning. Another type of a depressive illness would be depressive disorder due to another medical condition. This is pretty much self-explanatory. It often is intertwined with other disorders that people are affected by. Most of the time, this is included with thyroid problems, fatigue, weight gain, irritability, memory loss, and low mood. A fifth type of depressive illness would be adjustment disorder with depressed mood. We would most likely see this commonly associated with depression in freshman females because this is often diagnosed when symptoms of depression are triggered within 3 months of onset of a stressor. Therefore, adjustment issues or adjusting to college life would be a stressor, and usually a student with depressive illness would be triggered by this due to schoolwork, adjustment issues, attachment issues, homesickness, etc. The last type of depressive illness that is common would be seasonal affective disorder, also called SAD. People with SAD suffer with the symptoms of a major depressive disorder only during a specific time of the year. This can often trigger emotions during the holiday seasons when someone has lost a loved one and is adjusting to the holiday without that person, and oftentimes we see seasonal affective disorder take place. The last thing I want to talk about when talking about depression is that college depression is now becoming more frequent and prevalent in college students. College depression isn't a clinical diagnosis according to the Mayo Clinic. It is often depression that begins during college. Therefore, it would be very much associated with the adjustment disorder with depressed mood diagnosis. Oftentimes, feeling of being overwhelmed by adjustments to the college environment can contribute to this depression, and therefore students who suffer from college depression have a harder time seeking help due to the fear of being embarrassed, being left out, or being having that fear of not being able to make friends.
Hello everyone, we're now going to go through a few slides based on services that ECU provides to freshman females who struggle with depression outside of the Counseling Center. First, we have the Office of Student Affairs, whose main objective is to provide students with a seamless transition from orientation through post-graduation. This office is in charge of leading student orientations for all incoming students. They also help to connect students with other resources on campus. The Office of Student Affairs is an advocate for students and is highly visible on ECU's campus since they conduct orientations. They also have an office located at G120 Old Cafeteria Complex. Their limitations when it comes to freshman females with depression is that their focus is only on transitioning students. Second, we will look at first-year programs at ECU. The good thing about first-year programs is that they facilitate learning activities and support services like Plunge into Purple and freshman seminars. They are considered student advocates as their main goal is to help first-year students acclimate to the campus. The limitations that this group has is that they are dispersed across campus and are not specifically interested in the reduction of depression. Third, and one of the most important services, is disability services. Disability services is highly accessible on campus due to the Americans with Disabilities Act. Their main goal is to provide equal opportunities for those students who have documented disabilities and may need a little extra help. Without this help, many students can fall behind in their studies, which may lead to stress and depression. The limitations here is that disability services can only assist those with documented disabilities. Fourth, there is the Dean of Students. They are student advocates as their main job is to investigate complaints and inquiries that students have. The main way that the Dean of Students can help freshman females with depression is when there is a family emergency or something is abnormal on campus. Students can go to the Dean of Services and report these incidents, hopefully in the long run reducing stress and depression. The limitations associated with the Dean of Students is that they may cater to all students and not just to freshmen. Fifth, we have chosen the LGBT office, or the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender office. This office provides educational, fun, and safe activities for all. They also frequently partner with other student organizations on campus. They are located in Brewster B 103, and they are advocates for all students. The limitations of the LGBT office is that they do not have expertise in dealing with depression. The office is geared specifically towards helping those who are dealing with sexual identity and preference issues. 6 is the Student Health Service, which can provide medication to ease depression symptoms. They also provide services to help students become healthy or stay healthy. They have 2 buildings, one on ECU's main campus and one on the Health Science campus. The limitations with Student Health Service is their size and limitations on expertise. Lastly, we have the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center, who provides healthy exercise activities, creates a healthy educational and social environment, and creates off-campus opportunities to help students get away from their stressful university responsibilities. The limitations of the Student Health Service is that they are staffed by student staff members who may experience the same issues of depression as college freshmen.
The next topic that we're going to talk about is the research that we found that is stated in our annotated bibliography. The first portion of this is what leads to depression in freshmen. It's separation from family, pressures to succeed, and lack of support groups and new lifestyles that they're facing being away at college for the first time. After that, we simply discussed, after that we talked about the impacts it has on freshman students. Depression has an impact in unhealthy dietary and exercising habits, as well as lower GPAs and higher dropout rates. Just some facts about depression in college-aged females. 3/4 of mental health disorders have their first set of symptoms during the college years. Females are at higher risk for screening for depression and anxiety. About 2,800 students ID depression as the cause for their lower grades, and depression impacts over 25% of women during their lifetime at some point. Most of those happen, like I said, in the beginning of their college career, towards the end of their college career. So, some solutions we found based upon our research and how we could potentially help freshmen females make this transition from high school into college. We found that having a great support system from their family at home is a big portion of it. So, encouraging family members to be a part of their student lives, encouraging events where family members can come and participate in their students' lives, especially their freshman girls, is highly important. Creating an environment that is supporting a student with their peers, administration, and professors. As an administrator, that is very important for fostering that support with your client or your colleagues as well as professors on campus. So just drumming up an opportunity for professors, administrators to get together and support the students, and drumming positive peer relations, anti-bullying, stuff like that. Also, religious organizations. As a college, that you should be open to all religious organizations, allowing them to come onto campus and support the students in any way that they can, whether it be religious or whether it be more or less on a kind of platonic, secular stance. And then lastly was a freshman seminar course. At ECU, we have a class like that called COED 1000. But basically, this is a class where they will learn about the university, learn about healthy habits such as exercising habits, nutrition habits, depression signs, healthy relationships, etc. We thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope that you enjoy it, and thanks.